on Sunny. I don't know if you would want to just do a little recap.
Would you want to repeat that of the women?
I think different conversation.
I think that the women have listened to that sufficiently, and it's now time to speak to our brothers, the men, whom I often prefer to describe as off with, first and foremost, when you stop being a caring companion. No woman would want to marry a man who doesn't care. So the moment a man stops being a caring companion, you are likely to lose your woman. Care enough to ask her about work, progress she's making, any area you could support her. Show care enough to be considerate and take note of the changes in her mood. Anytime a man ignores that, he's digging a hole for himself in the relationship. Now the second one is angrily abandon her or abuse her.
Angrily
abandon her or abuse her. I've seen husbands who abandon their wives out of anger. They leave them either in the car, at home, bang the door behind them, walk away in anger, fits of rage. And then there are also those who are in there abusing their wives. A common strand is mental abuse, psychological, emotional. These are very heavy on women. In the extreme case, you have the physical abuse. For those Christians, I often add spiritual abuse. We use scriptures and religious protocols to suffocate our wives and our women to death, and they die slowly. The third one is attempt to control your wife in the name of love. There are a lot of men who say they love their wives, and in the name of loving her, they're literally controlling them. They don't have the space to live a life that is worthy of the name of a woman. You are making her another version of you. And so she's not able to express herself. She's unable to connect with other people, not negative companions, but positive ones as well. If you do that, you're destroying your wife because she likes connection. It doesn't mean she must connect with everybody and anybody, but she also has to be selective in who she tries to connect with. If in the name of love you're literally controlling her and she's not getting the space to be able to connect with you and interrelate and interconnect with you, that's problematic.
Remember guys, we're live on Facebook, okay? Sunny 88.7. I would be happy for you to share when you join us on your pages so a lot more people can join in and listen to what we are saying. We're dealing with common mistakes husbands make that hurt wives. I think we're going to our fourth point today.
Now the next one is create a comfortable and convenient bed for your exes.
A comfortable and convenient bed.
So the bed will be two. One is convenient, the other is comfortable. There are men who have gone into marriage and they are still hanging around with their exes, doing all sorts of things. Now your wife doesn't want you to create that convenience for your ex. And doesn't want you to also create a comfortable bed for them to rest on and find respite in you. If they find solace in you still whilst you are a husband to them, it hurts the women. Complementing them comes in two forms. One where you supply for what they don't have, and the other one is where you render affirmations, words that are kind and gracious to your wife so that she feels human, because she wants to hear some of those things. If she's hurt, show that you care and ask her about how are you feeling today. Some men, once you see her walking, you say, "Baby, I fine." No, you must ask her. You know, she's wishing to hear you talk to the issue. Now, be responsible for nothing and be accountable for nothing. If you are a man who is responsible for nothing and also accountable for nothing, especially in the home, in the marriage, then you run the risk of it's got more to do with the significance of the memorials.
It's the thought that you remembered.
Exactly. Create memories around it. Not something momentous and not something overwhelming. Don't kill yourself. That's not what she's asking for. It's that remember the day. I made an error of judgment in the early years of our marriage. I forgot our wedding anniversary once. And women have a certain practice where they would intentionally let the day pass without a comment.
Up to 12 a.m.
The next day they say, did you notice that yesterday was our anniversary? and you are caught pants down.
Yeah.
And it's quite embarrassing to be found there. And from that day onwards, I said to myself, I have to keep this date. You know, we men are wired in such a way that dates don't tend to appeal that much to us.
So Uncle, a big fight recently that I heard, a man and his phone repairer was, he sent his phone for repairs. And apparently this is such a big issue for him. I mean, he's missed it once, it became a big thing for him. And the repairer deleted his calendar.
Wow.
That he had made notes, I mean, the whole year. And the guy deleted the calendar.
Wow.
And nobody could understand why it was such a big fight.
Those special days, events, and memorable occasions, and you would easily just push her away. The 12-1, stubbornly contest every idea, every caution from her. There are men who operate what their accounts called tintintinity.
But yeah.
Everything your wife tells you, you have to rebut. You don't even listen to understand, you listen to respond. When you do that to your wife, next time she's not going to contribute to any discussion whatsoever.
Wow.
If you even ask her for her opinions, she will say to you, you're not going to use it for anything. So there's no point in belaboring it.
Indeed.
And so there's a need for us to be careful. I mean, I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself as well, on what we call child-free marriages. Because some of the ladies don't want to bear a child. They are scared of it, dead scared, because it's a daunting experience for them, and they think that the men are just looking for. On the other side is the extreme of those who are just looking for children without men. They don't want them to bother them, and that hurts. That's painful. I'll leave the last one. Trade your marriage for money.
That's a big
Trade your marriage for money. Look, money sustains a lot of the expenditure and activities in the marriage. But when you substitute one for the other, you'll be hurting your wife.
You're hurting her.
Because she needs the financial commitment. She needs you to be family committed, completely be off the radar, and will be able to connect reasonably as husbands and wives.
This is a weekend to remember indeed, and our hashtag is You and I Forever Weekend. Aqua Safari, 1st to 3rd of September. I mean, you can check in the morning, okay, on Friday. I know most of us might come in maybe early Saturday morning, but by Friday evening you should be there. 5:41, so we'll eat into